There is no peace for a child of Bhaal. You've learned this lesson time and again, as all who are close to you suffer because of your tainted blood. When John Irenicus fell, you had hoped for some sort of respite, but peril follows you like pestilence. The time of the prophecy has come. 5 powerful Bhaal spawn have arisen, leading their armies across the Sword Coast, slaughtering their weaker siblings and innocents alike in a wave of massive destruction. Like wildfire, panic spreads before the armies of the 5, and those suspected of being children of Bhaal are cast out and reviled. Even in Soldanesalar, unease grows into fear at your presence. Queen Elysim urges you to visit a sacred grove where the ancients might shed light on your fate. You wonder what part you will play in the dreaded prophecy, and how long before its culmination devours your soul. Only one thing seems certain. So long as Bhaal's throne of blood stands empty, chaos shall reign.
Prophecy there turned. Karion's ward hath come. Crossroad of past, present, and future. The one foreseen, the one foretold. That which hath passed is ne'er truly gone. History repeats, though mortals choose not to see. War and bloodshed be not new to the realms. A god that once hath been, may be once again. Armies march and cities burn, the rivers froth with tainted blood. The corpses of those born not innocent feed the inferno of boiling hate. All servant deceived, 5 led down a false path. A hidden traitor lurks in thy midst. The servant of Bhaal knows death and destruction, the face of an ally, the mask of a foe. The children of Bhaal bring death to the land. They slaughter each other and feed their father. Death and betrayal walk together. A river of tainted blood doth not cleanse. The storm approaches. We speak no more.
So, I have found you at last. It was an effort to track you down in these woods. Too many old wards for my liking. But here you are. All that you need to know is that I've been given the pleasure of ending your life. I may yet mount your head on the wall with all the other Bhaal spawn I've killed. I haven't decided. Not all of us have been wandering Faerun like witless cattle, like you and pathetic Imoen and so many others of Bhaal's blood. Some of us have far greater aspirations. The time of Alondo's prophecy has come. These rhyming ghosts here should have told you that much. Great things are afoot, and your contribution will be your death. It has already been decided. I am Ilasera the Quick, child of Bhaal, and I have been chosen to perform this deed. You cannot resist us. We shall see.
I'm waiting.
What do you want, groundling?
I am ready.
I will listen for now. Mind your tone. Give me some direction.
What would you have me do?
Yeah. Be bloody ready!
I'm waiting. You have a problem, huh?
Good time we got to business!
Give me some direction. I'll see to it.
You are going somewhere you do not want to be.
I greet you, Godchild. You who are of divine blood, I have awaited you. How would you define a dream? If as a fleeting path without true substance, then this is no dream. I have brought you to this place, and it is real. I have existed since the first strand of fate was woven, a servant of the paths and the gods. I have watched your own path most carefully. Our own servant, who was the mortal Alondo, spake the truth that became prophecy. It tells of your coming and of all the others who are the progeny of Bhaal. The spark of the divine rests within all of Bhaal's children, and the time for their joining is nigh. I am here to aid you, Godchild. I am not here to fool or harm you, Godchild. I may only teach, and you are free to consider my words and deem them false if you wish. There is no consequence. This is the lair of the Abyss, once ruled by your sire, Bhaal. You have been here before, although it was altered then by your own consciousness. The progeny of Bhaal are many, and now they are quickly being extinguished, their spark returning to its source. An event unfolds of divine significance, Godchild. You are central to this event. Many are the strings of fate that start or pass through you. The end, I cannot see. I must shepherd you through this time as best I can. I cannot interfere. I can only prepare you, Godchild. Aid in your education. You who are most unready to assume your destiny. I mean only that you are unready for the possibilities that await you. Your mortal mind does not readily comprehend the power in your blood. When you were last in your sire's realm, Godchild, it was altered by your own consciousness, without you even forming the intent to do so. You are not ready for the power. You must be ready. It is your presence which determines the outcome of the prophecy, although even I cannot see it yet. When the time comes, you will be ready. I will make certain. Power comes with knowledge, Godchild. It shall come to you in time, as your destiny unfolds. I shall see you soon. Until then, hold your heart close, and know that you are not alone.
So, you have finally arrived. I have been waiting for you.
I live! Flesh and blood and bone! I am alive! I swore I would scratch and crawl my way back into the world of the living, and I have done it! Yes? In my youth, I spent much of my time looking into the old lore of the dead Bhaal priesthood. I unearthed one of the old prophecies from an uncooperative sect of Sirik, one that spoke extensively of this time now upon us. The Sword Coast will run red with blood, yes. But the battles will culminate in a great struggle within a city to the south, the Tetherian city of Saradush. It is there that you must go, where the first step of the prophecy will unfold. Prepare to be eviscerated, fool. I fear nothing.
What would you have? Very well.
Be quick, or best be
quickly,
paid well
fool.
for this.
I'll rip you apart, you wayface
What
cur.
do you
I am
wish?
ready.
Give me some direction.
What do you want, groundling? Justice shall be swift and final.
What would you have me do?
I'm waiting.
Saravok stands ready.
Justice shall be swift. The axe be bloody red. Justice shall be a skullbreaker.
I'm there.
I'll send you to the abyss.
Next way.
You are lucky I'm here. Die quickly, fool.
Justice shall be
very
swift and final. Justice shall be 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 swift and final.
Boy,
Just
Give me some direction.
Prepare to be eviscerated, fool.
I'm waiting. It's probably best left to me.
aye, this be a grand enough lot.
I'm there.
The General is too busy to meet with the likes of these commoners. Move along and no one gets hurt.
These people represent the concerns of the entire town. Please, good soldiers, hear their case.
Our food is almost gone. Our children cry out in hunger. Your master must hear our pleas.
The plight of peasants is not Gromnir Ilkhan's concern. Stand aside, townsfolk.
If you know what's good for you, you'll all head back to your homes.
The army outside the city will surely kill us all. Your master cannot just turn his back on us.
Clear these gates. You won't get another warning.
Threats are not the answer here. Everyone stay calm and we can work together to find a solution.
Our orders are clear. Move these peasants along or we'll move them along ourselves.
No one do anything rash. Perhaps if we return later, when it is more convenient for Gromnir Ilkhan to see us.
No, Melisande. We will not be bullied this time. We will stay right here until they take us to Gromnir.
We demand to see Gromnir. Take us to Ilkhan.
There's just no reasoning with you people. You only understand the edge of a sword.
I told you to clear these gates. You brought this on yourselves.
No! Put down your weapons! This is not necessary! What's this? A child?
child of Bhaal appears from nowhere? Impossible. Unless...
Intruders! Spies! The walls have been breached!
Slay the invaders! Attack!
No, hold your weapons. These might be allies come to help.
Don't fall for their tricks. Kill them all, and let the gods sort them out.
I'm waiting.
I will listen. For now.
Do not presume.
That's the best.
My unholy wrath!
Give me some direction. Let's do this quick and clean.
Take you into this!
I'm waiting.
I await your command.
Run while you can!
So be it.
Run there! Run while you...
Fall and stay falling.
Greetings, I am Melisande, a friend. Welcome to Saradush. I regret your first encounter in this town was so bloody. Such is the legacy of your father. You have learned to expect such treatment from all those you meet.
to stop Dornil Khan. Hold. I recognize that half-orc. When I first heard the name, I suspected as much, but this confirms it. An elder cousin of mine sits before us. We are merely of the same tribe. I as well. I as well.
Your guards threatened me with arrest if I did not accompany them. I do not take kindly to threats, Gromnir. What is it you want?
Gromnir knows a stranger came to Saradush. Pretty Melisande, another ball spawn. You must think Gromnir too stupid not to remember there is no way in or out of the city.
You fool, Gromnir! That stranger may be our only hope of escaping this siege alive.
Gromnir knows the truth. We is no idiot. Melisande has brought this outsider in to kill Gromnir. Ballspawn mean nothing. Yagashura is Ballspawn. He wants Gromnir's head too. Ha ha! Foolish Melisande is plotting against Gromnir. Melisande is plotting the ruin of all the children of Bhaal.
You are mad, Gromnir. Have I not always aided you and all the other Ballspawn? I brought you here to protect you. It was your paranoia that brought Yagashura upon us.
Mad? Paranoid? No! Gromnir finally understands how Melisande lied. Melisande lured Gromnir into a death trap. Tell Gromnir where the Ballspawn assassin is hiding.
Hiding? The stranger is not hiding, Gromnir. If you were not holed up in this castle, you two could have had a meeting when the stranger first arrived.
Gromnir will never meet with this Ballspawn of yours. Ha! Gromnir is wise to Melisandre's schemes. Melisande wants to turn Ballspawn against Ballspawn until all are dead.
Your madness will be your death, Gromnir, nothing else. The death of you and all those who foolishly follow you.
Take Melisande away, but watch closely. Gromnir knows that Melisande is tricky. Melisande lies. Melisande deceives.
Things are starting to unravel. Without hesitation.
So, the assassin is here. Ah! Good fun. Fools to face me.
I'm waiting.
Yes?
I will listen, for now. Mind your tone.
What do you wish?
That's the best you can manage?
Saravok stands ready.
Bark your orders already.
Give me some direction.
Be quick with it. What do you want, groundling? The axe be bloody ready.
You very well.
Give me some
Next
time.
swing.
Good fun. Ah.
best be paid well for this. Let's see what your guts feel looking like.
Let's do this.
I shall prevail. The light shall fall before me.
Die!
I am good.
Give me some direction. I carry too much as it is. Your items on the ground.
Show me.
I'm waiting. Yeah?
Take time, we got the business! Take time, we got the business!
I carry too much.
I await your command.
Your item. Give me some. What is it? I'm waiting. I'm there. Give me some direction.
Manus, potatus.
Okay.
I'm waiting.
Appears I made the right decision in... Yes?
Give me some directive. It must be done.
Lay aside your weapons. We must work together to... No! I am too late to stop the bloodshed. You have slain Gromnir and many other Bullspawn as well.
was less of a pushover than I had anticipated. And yet, he was still a fool to stand against us. It is strange. Yes, they are but tools. Tools to be used. Ha! You and I know better than that.